Every fighter you need. Every record you need. We will be following you. Every single jump. Every trophy win. Every wicket you break. Every breakaway you make. Every cross. Every goal. Every dunk. Every dunk. Every pit stop. Every loss. Every victory. Every single sport.
Studio.
We
Mics are
will
up.
be
Welcome inside the locker room.
Yes, Lagos, we're live in Locker Room where we talk sports and everything in between. And last weekend we experienced Lagos Ladies in Sports Conference. And so also,
Why did you have to say we when you know what's going to happen? Tega's in the studio this morning. You just choose the worst
Why
words.
why do you
Good
think I
morning,
was smiling?
Tega. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, Tega.
Welcome, Lagos. If you're just listening, it is Smooth 98.1.
Yes, it is.
It's Smooth Breakfast. And right now it's time to talk sports inside the
Yeah.
locker room. So do remember to use the hashtags LockerRoom981 as you join us with your commentary this morning up on Twitter and send in messages to our WhatsApp number 0809 444 0981. So Tega, how was Ladies in Sports Conference?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
Without you people.
No, come on, I was there vicariously through Twitter.
Anyways,
Yeah,
but it was a good gathering.
Yeah, we saw some of the live streams of the conversations that were happening.
It was shocking because I have to one day I'll come and give out my memoirs of hosting a conference in Nigeria. But it was the craziest 2 days before the conference, and one of my speakers couldn't come. His visa point of entry was somewhere else, so we had to go into the future and Skype him. So-
That's good.
Nice.
See
So-
technology coming together with sports.
Look, soon we are going to be having conferences from the comfort of our living rooms on screen. Everybody just hook up and enjoy yourselves. But what it was he had to present all the way from Denmark, and then we had Javier from La Liga speak.
Yes, we saw his inspiring
yeah.
conversations. Yeah.
We also, and then watching the videos of the women's league, how it grew just in the past 3 years, from how they got title sponsors to where they now play, and how important it is. Because usually women play in the training pitch, which is a smaller pitch, which is not where people want to go, except they want to take pictures of big stars training. So what they decided to do for women's football in Spain was get the women to play on the bigger pitches, the same pitches that the men play. So the Wanda, Metropolitano, Camp Nou, the rest of them. Just so because the stadium experience is just more, it's more than the football pitch.
Yes.
So there's museums, there's libraries, there's shopping, there's a lot of things.
And there's the people.
Yeah. So when people go to Camp Nou, they're not just going to see Messi play football for 90 minutes. There's a whole experience going on around. So when you want to make people come watch women's football and you put it there, they know that they're also going to get that experience with it. So that was part of what they used to grow. I'm giving you a secret.
So building.
I know.
See, this is why. So if you missed out on the Ladies Sports Conference, you actually did miss out.
You
on a
actually
lot
did
of
miss out.
information.
So that's how they built the women's league. They all these little things and community development, and then they showed the women playing football.
Bonus.
You need to see these women.
They said, Lagos, they said what a man can do.
All these guys, no, we're not competing.
Okay,
Now.
sorry.
We don't compete in the house of the Lord. We just complement each other.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, when you see that Gareth Bale's goal, we are all applauding. If you see one Panenka, one girl score that can play football with that girl, I have vicious respect for her. But it was interesting, and then we have Maven come to speak about using social media for community engagement. For things, and one of the other things I got from athletes were that if they took pictures about themselves, like to sell themselves, that people will say that they are doing too much. I said, my friend,
You better sell it.
is it their much? Are you using their phone, my friend? Do these things.
I think
Push the brand.
Those are such important conversations because there's still a lot of people who very antiquatedly think that social media is just for playing around.
Yeah,
No.
it's not.
But it's a
business.
serious brand development
Serious,
tool. It's
yeah.
a serious marketing
Yes.
tool.
So I was talking to somebody and I said, the little boy with the nylon and Messi. I said, do you think he had an audience around him? No, one random person took a picture and now the
that's
boy
it,
has
went
met
viral.
Messi. So sometimes you need to just push your brand out there. You can be, look, if you can backflip over 3 hills, and nobody sees it. Nobody's giving you money.
Yes.
So ultimately, so
Back
we learned a
from-
lot at the Ladies in Sports Conference. It was fantastic. So we thank all our sponsors, all our partners, and
us. Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
we're
Thank you.
not.
And
It
Folu
was,
and-
it was a shame we couldn't be
yeah,
there. Actually.
and
I
follow
had
and half
planned on it.
Lakumi, but no, I don't know about Val.
I had planned to be there. It was quite an unfortunate day. That Friday was intense,
Yeah.
but we do have more sports stories to talk about. We'll have Tega after the show. It's okay.
Yes, we
Biscuits
will.
coming. Or
I know,
Pringles
not
or
the small
something,
chops.
something like.
So after escaping by the good graces of the basketball gods with an overtime victory in Game 1, the Golden State Warriors rediscovered their best rhythm in a 122-103 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. James, whose left eye was bloodshot on Sunday after being poked by Draymond Green in Game 1, spent much of the night as a facilitator, hurting the Warriors with pinpoint passes from the high post. He scored 29 points, collected 9 rebounds, and made 13 assists. Now, Game 2 wasn't Curry's most efficient outing, with 33 points on 11 for 26 shooting from the field, as he targeted Kevin Love as a mismatch, but he converted a finals record 9 of his 17 attempts from the 3-point line.
Yeah, so he beat I just remembered my precious guy's record now. Okay, I remember his name eventually. Played for Miami Heat, played for Boston Celtics, won the NBA championship with both of them. So if you remember Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, yes.
Thank you, my baby.
Wow.
All right, so he beat his 3-point record in a single match in the finals. Fantastic one for Steph Curry. But what it is you look at LeBron's numbers and you say he had 13 assists. The only reason he had 13 assists is because his support cast
Damn, just useless.
were just missing the buckets. That's what it is. Because if you saw the passes he was giving, I would knock a few down.
Here's a question.
I would.
Do you think that he kept on with those passes maybe to prove a point almost to say, listen, everyone get
You can
involved.
do it,
Yes,
yeah.
He was
just
trying
sharing
to
around the options.
he was trying to get everybody involved. He didn't want to because he understands now that this look, okay, let me put it this way. Steph Curry scored 33 points. Kevin Durant scored 26. It's all about the other people adding the numbers because if I say Kobe Bryant, LeBron James will score 35 points and still lose a playoff games, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
He's trying to get everybody else involved. And he's trying to say, help me out here or help yourself, whatever it
Because
is.
it's a team.
Yeah,
it's team
just
play.
carry your weight, and he did that for the first, second, and third quarter. They were at some point 5 points in between both teams, so they were always in it. They didn't fall back behind too badly until the fourth quarter when Steph Curry now started knocking some timely 3-pointers, and that's where the game extended. And sometimes you turn around and look at Gerald Smith, who made a blunder in Game 1 and didn't know where his basket was running to the other end. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And then Game 2 you expect him to make up for it, and no.
Nothing.
No,
Still didn't come.
no kind of
Wow.
responsibility
Usually these
whatsoever.
people-
So I've said this. I don't think. I at first I said it was going to be a clean sweep, but because LeBron is a child of God and he explains more, I will give him one game. But it looks to me like I don't think there's much Cavs can do to stop because they just do not have enough people. They just do not have. I mean, with Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry is playing, Kevin Durant is playing, Klay Thompson, who they thought because he rolled his ankle will not be able to play, he's playing extremely well. Draymond Green is playing extremely well. So you have 4 people playing against LeBron James, and they still poked him in the eye so that one eye cannot see. So it's just it's a tough
doing his
task.
best.
He can't do anything
He's
about
doing
it.
his best.
Yeah.
I mean, tough stuff out there. I know a lot of people did stay up to watch the game. I know Tega, you probably did as well. So sleep deprivation is real
I
this
know.
morning. Our thoughts are with you guys. Soldier through. Up next, let's talk about FIFA World Cup. Don't judge me on England game, says midfielder again, Onazi. So he's explained his poor performance against England at Wembley and has assured fans that there's bound to be an improvement before the World Cup tournament. He said, taking responsibility for his error, but explaining that Nigeria's first half formation left the midfield isolated. He says, I have to get better. That wasn't me yesterday. I don't really want to think about the game too much. The problem we had yesterday was formation. It was not going really right. I did a lot of running on the pitch because we were always one man short on the defensive part of the game. The second half was much better because we played the same pattern with them and everybody was with his man.
Okay,
I
first
didn't
of all,
quite understand
excuses?
that first half, yeah.
first of all, baby boy, we are not judging you based on England alone. We are judging you based on all the other
Oh,
games.
your life.
England performance is just another evidence that we have against you.
Oh, wow.
So just know. Secondly, you're right about the formation, but the reason the formation didn't really work was because the individuals used to play in the formation were wrong. I think once you move Iwobi to the center as opposed to playing him on the wings,
Everything changed.
you will see a spectacular Iwobi. Iwobi on the wings is a horrible player. He has no pace. He's always trying to dribble too much. Look, there's a lot wrong with Iwobi on the wings. So Iwobi drifting into the center a little bit better. Bringing Karo Etebo means bringing in mobility. So fantastic one. Bringing in John Ogu means bringing in calmness. He knows how to break up play. He knows how to start play. He knows where to make his passes. With Onazi, it's a little more about desire and passion than expertise and skill. And that's where the problem is. So yes, the formation may have been shaky, but it was also down to who they used in the formation.
Yeah.
Joel Obi was completely missing. You haven't heard him say, don't judge me on England alone, because right now he's standing on edge. So just anything you say now, you may be back at home. Just behave yourself.
I'm going to Russia.
Still flying into Russia.
Yeah, let's sit on
They're
the
still flying
bench.
them. I mean, they did look nice, but uniform is not helping you play ball. Jersey is not a guarantee of goal scoring.
You're shiny, but your goals will be scoring.
Just is not skill. Guys, we'll be back with more sports stories inside of the locker room. Keep it here on Smooth 98.1.
World class station. Hey, what's up? This is Dare. Stay tuned. Stay locked right here on Smooth 98.1. 98.
That's what's really happening. LeBron, poor guy. I'm trying to find. Do you know who the second highest scorer was on the Cavs team next to LeBron and the points they scored?
Was it Love or Tristan? Hold on, let me look for it.
That's okay.
That's what I was trying to find. I was just looking in general at their standings and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Go to
This one?
yeah. Go
Excuse me.
12. Who's Javier McGee? Is he on?
No, that's
okay.
Golden State
Ah,
Warriors.
still, so it's like nobody else was present for Cavs.
It was LeBron, and then if people added 5 points, ran Kevin Love. I was
Okay, 22 points.
22 points. That's Kevin
And
Love.
then George Hill 15. Wow. So that's the 3 people scored.
Yeah, but if J.R. Smith had knocked down a few 3-pointers, it would have helped.
Yeah.
So the Dormans was probably still lost in his. Oh, I made a mistake in the first one.
James is scoring, and of course, he's been involved in defense as well.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Oh boy.
You have to call Missy Routine.
My wife is
I'm supposed to tell her thank you.
okay, she came through.
Yeah, she got first bank to be something.
That's major. That's good.
And then the first bank brand manager came to check that the thing was really happening, and then he stayed all day. He left at the last car, and then he said, "Take her,
Good.
I have to go."
Good.
We're back in studio. You just have to love our beautiful city, and if you're just stepping in, welcome. It's 28 minutes past 8 o'clock. We're talking sports inside of the locker room. We'll look at more stories here. Send your messages to WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. So Novak Djokovic is strengthened his claim as a French Open contender by reaching the quarterfinals with a straight set victory over Spain's Fernando Verdasco. Djokovic seeded 20th, won 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 against 30th seed Verdasco. A comment is quoted from Djokovic, who has also reached the Roland Garros last 8 for a 9th successive year. He says, considering all the circumstances in the last 15 months, it is quite an achievement to get to the quarters of a slam. I always play well at a slam and always build my form to peak at a slam. Hopefully it will get even better. I do not want to stop here. The 12-time Grand Slam champion will play Marco Cercinato in the last 8 after the Italian upset Belgian 8th seed David Goffin.
Yes.
Does it stand a chance?
Well,
these guys.
look, Sekinato is oh, he likes to call him Sekinato.
That's the way it's pronounced in Italian.
They'll all be all right. But he is one of those. I'll put it this way: he has fantastic spots, so he has fantastic moments, and I think his fantastic moment was against Kompany, and it's done. That's what I believe. But he may shock me. But he's had that extreme run that nobody, even he, I'm sure, didn't envisage that he was going to do this kind of thing here. And so he's played extremely well. He's played on passion. He's played on momentum. He's played with spirit, but not necessarily expertise. And that's where Djokovic can get you. Djokovic has had to fight his way in. You can see he's not the same Djokovic of a few years ago.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when it even looks like he's losing it, he zones. It's as if a curtain falls, a curtain falls, and then he goes and reads the script again, and then he comes back and plays it. It's an amazing return the way he does that, and congratulations to him. I'm really happy to see him here. I want to see real competition. I know that Rafa Nadal is still favorite to win this, but I like the fact that players like Sasha Zverev have played 3 consecutive 5-setters. He's not tired yet.
Wow.
And every time he came back from 2-1 down to win the match. So I like to see competition. Dominic Thiem is facing Zverev next. So those are my contenders again. Djokovic is still here in with a shout. And then, of course, Nadal, the favorite of them all. So let's see how it works out for them on the men's side. On the women's side today, Lord on the dance floor. I'm telling you, the queen and
the questionable.
And the questionable.
Is the questionable going to cry on the court?
I don't know, but I mean, Serena has played extremely well, but I feel like if she falls now, there's no shame. The problem is that she's falling to. She doesn't want to fall to this wrong person. This is the person she doesn't want to fall to. She's beaten Marsha over 18 consecutive times.
Wow. It's 19 to 2.
It's 19 to 2.
Yeah,
so Sharapova did beat her twice, and then Sharapova beat her once. She beat Sharapova beat her again. Then
2 out of 19 doesn't count.
Yeah, then she beat her 18 consecutive times, like 18.
Oh yes, that's true.
In the last 10 years,
yes.
like she's been under slavery. So today, Sharapova wants to get her revenge, and the Queen wants to see how far she can do. And considering that the fact that recently the book came up again, when Sharapova was talking about Serena crying in dressing room, and Serena was in the locker room, and Serena was like, "Look, everybody cries in the locker room. What stays in the locker? What happens in the locker room
stays there.
Don't come out and say somebody cried. I've been beating you 18 times, and I'm sure you cried in your locker room after each beating."
Was she saying that to score points or what?
So I don't know. She wrote it in her book. She wrote it in her book.
Because here's the thing. There's a lot of Sharapova is definitely not a loved person in the sporting world right now. You are a confirmed drug cheat. You are someone who's then profiting now of telling this sort of like tell-all book. I mean, she's looking pretty bad. So I'm just wondering how she's going to react out there. But also the reality is, our Queen Serena, and she is our queen, we do have to put it that way, is coming back from a difficult childbirth. She is trying to get back into her best shape.
It's not.
So Sharapova can smell the blood in the water like a true shark.
With a new clothing line?
Yeah, she's also coming. Look, Serena is doing everything. Like that girl should have been on Lagos Island. I'm sure she would have had 2 shots or 3. But she is. But she's getting better with each game, and with each game she's getting a little more clinical. I just don't want her to get carried away because Sharapova can be a beast out there. So, but today, whatever happens, I'm just going to enjoy. I'm just going to enjoy my game.
Okay. We've got a few messages coming through very quickly. This is up from ZZ Classic up on WhatsApp. Says, "Be cool. Let's leave LeBron James Massa for now." Also says, Gordon Ross should better come and explain to me why is my name not included on Eagles World Cup in Russia after buying my already made a bad jersey. Since the jersey have gained more popularity than some of the names mentioned on the Eagles.
This is a classic. Say no to piracy.
Thank you. Say no to piracy. That's not right. You're taking food out of people's mouths. Shango from Ikorodu says, "Don't judge me on this England game, bro. Sedi, we have been judging you before that game. All you do is gra gra gra." Session from Ikorodu. Still more coming in up on WhatsApp, and the messages are flooding in. This is in from Big T. Says, "Onazi, we are not judging you with the England game. We are judging you with all your games, including training and even monkey pose. You play with muscle, with little cerebral activity involved. Simply put, you're no good at all."
Wow.
Big T, use God in
No
your
love
speech.
lost.
Come on. Wafala says, "Oh Lord of tennis, Serena has to beat Dopapova mercilessly today. It will also be lit. Also, really happy for Novak's return. Hi, Folu, always great having your messages come in. Up next, Brazil coach Tite has hailed the match-winning return of Neymar on Sunday, but does insist that his side are more than a one-man team as they go in search of a sixth World Cup title. Tite told reporters that is Neymar, came back above normal, far above my expectations. I expected much less of him because it is a gradual process. He will have to go through stages. He is going to have his ups and downs, but by the third, fourth, or fifth game, he will be back to his level.
Yeah, that's it. It's amazing the way Neymar has just come back in. But yesterday, yesterday somebody kicked him like this.
Yeah.
I just looked at that person.
Yeah,
Like,
remind
you
yourself.
are lucky this is TV. You would have seen my red eye. But you can tell there's still one or two things. He's still not. I mean, sometimes he'll run and just pause, like I need to drink water. Somebody help me breathe. So you know that the full fitness is not there. But
So
for him
coming
to come into a game that Brazil didn't look like they were going to score, and then he gets the goal. But the most beautiful of the goals was Firmino's goal, the second goal of that game. The pass from Casemiro to Firmino, the way he took it on his chest. And then the way he tipped it over the goalkeeper said, Brazil is ready for the World Cup. Forget it.
Stylish.
I don't know that they can win it, but I know that they are
They're
ready.
prepared.
Yeah, but so it's nice to see Neymar there. I just don't want to see big name players missing the World Cup. It just rubs me off the wrong way. Yeah.
But our boys can handle this.
They are good, yeah.
We have to
Especially on
let's
Onazi.
handle Croatia first. Let's handle Croatia first.
More messages very quickly. Our YouTube, Steve Walker. Big shout out to you, Steve. Always sends in messages up there. He says basketball can never be this hurtful. Go back to talk about the Cavs Warriors game. He says to give everything and still lose. This guy, LeBron, is above human. I'm just resigned that we will lose this. J.R. Smith already made only 22.2% of his shots. Thank you very much for that, Steve.
Let's move on now. Austria defeats Germany in friendly. So Germany captain Manuel Neuer, his comeback ended in defeat by Austria in a friendly delayed by 105 minutes because of heavy rainfall in Klagenfurt. Now Mesut Ozil pounced on a goalkeeping error to give Germany the lead, but Martin Hinteregger equalized with a superb angled volley before Alessandro Spolf stared in the winner. Now Germany coach Löw said, "I'm not upset about the loss. Not upset about losing the game. I'm upset about the way we lost it. It was our own fault because after taking the lead, we controlled the game. But right before the break and the first 15 to 20 minutes after the break, we were not in the game at all. We lost the ball unbelievably often. There were so many turnovers. We're not used to that from our team. We let the Austrians get back in the game." Yeah.
Yes. I think first of all, I have to say this. There were some footballers on that pitch. I've never seen Austria beat Germany. 32 years is a long time. That's the last time Austria beat Germany and they beat them 4-1. So coming into this game, you see the world champions team list. Well, they are going to trim it down to 23 today, or they'll release what they've trimmed down because, yeah, I'm sure the coach trimmed down by after the game. He's going to release it today. But looking at that team list, it is such a fantastic team list. Austria shouldn't even be getting a look in this game. But Austria comes into this game, and Manuel Neuer, I have to say, I'm impressed. For someone that hasn't played since 2017, 2016, maybe, he has broken his leg 3 times. One after the other. Yeah, his left leg. Only him. That's why he was out for so long. And for him to come back into the game and make the saves he made and play the same way he played, I'm really impressed. For Ozil, like I said, Ozil in German jersey is different. That pass that came to Ozil, if you had asked now, he'll be looking for who to pass it to. But because he was in Germany, he called it around the goalkeeper. It's two different people. But I think what really destroyed Germany was when they took yes, they didn't concentrate a lot. After they went ahead, they created a few more chances. They always thought they would score, and they didn't finish their chances. It was okay. And they considered towards the end of the first half. But they considered at the beginning of the second half. But what I think really killed Germany was they took some Kedera off. Midfield had no structure. They had no presence, and so everybody was young or inexperienced, and using that inexperience showed because they were rushing their play. It was just all over the place, and Austria with David Alaba just came into the game and created chance after chance after chance, and eventually they got the win. I don't think that's the Germany you'll see at the World Cup. So if you're looking at that result, to beat Germany. You shall be trashed.
All right, we've got messages to take just before we take this break. When we come back, it'll be the final few minutes, just like that, of sports inside the locker room. Nathan Jock sent in a message a few minutes ago saying, Onazi plays like he's playing a local league Gagra. Don't understand how Gernot Rowe dropped Ola Aino and chose Echejele Onazi. And Echejele should have been the one dropped. No football brain in those two. Yikes. While Chinwenasi comes back in to support that, saying, I don't know what Joel Obi gave Rowe to eat that made him to clean that off from Joel. I hope Rowe's eyes had cleared during the game so as not to fail Joel Obi. Chimabi Victor talks about the Golden State Warriors, saying congrats to them for getting the job done against this noise-making Cleveland Cavaliers, who most of the pundits were rooting for. While Zim Ojoye says Serena Williams and Sharapova were never rivals, 19-2. The foreign media are trying hard to make Sharapova look like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Barcelona are rivals, not Levante.
See the correlation.
Yes, let's take a break when we come back. More sports.
Hello people, my name is Mazima.
People are so vicious this morning in their comments. No small chill. Tayo from Yaba says, is it Beyonce's formation that Onazi is talking about? He was clearly playing for England and trying to bring back slavery. Muscle pull better catch up for leg before World Cup. Playing rubbish, calling it football.
No, I need him more. Those Croatians.
So tickets, mini.
You see the Croatians, the way Croatians were kicking the Nigerians. I need Onazi in that game. We'll just bring him on. He'll just mash. You just Ramos, Luka Modric.
Yeah. You do need muscle on the team, right?
We do need him. Just Ramos, Luka Modric.
I still haven't actually watched those boys play a full game. I've not actually had
that
patience to sit down and watch. I heard it was a bit shaky. It's okay. They went there to display jersey. It was just jersey unveiling match. It was not really.
But the second half.
Yes, I heard they Ron must have talked some sense into them.
It was Don Jazzy. He changed some players, not just talk them.
It's like you can fuck right off.
I'm telling you, like
you can get out. So you boys think we're playing. It's good though. I mean, I have to say, Roar has really tried from the days of speculation of who's going to handle the boys to are you sure you can handle it to do you know if they're going to pay you your salary? Because we discussed all of that. Yeah,
He's really done
he dug in. He dug in.
Yeah, the faith.
He dug in. It's good.
Guys, check YouTube for messages.
Yeah, it's okay. I read out Steve's one, unless there's another one. Ademola sent a message. I read out. Because I'm like, because to convince people to go and spend all that money on Nike jersey, you have to have done
41K.
I hope Iloki is getting a percentage of those sales.
I'm telling you something when this comes right.
Yeah, because that's what I need to know. Who's really cashing out, really.
Excuse me.
All right.
Studio. Tell us what stories make you feel really good as we're talking sports inside of the locker room. Send a message to WhatsApp 0809 444 981.
Indeed, we've also got YouTube messages coming in. You know we love our live chatters. Ademola Aderibigbe sent in this message to say, it's amazing how Kelechi Nwakali was not considered. How do we encourage these young ones to believe in themselves? Musa Mohammed gives us another option in set pieces. But what do I know, Seth? This is Nigeria.
No, we can only carry 23 players.
There you go. Sorry about that.
If you complain, what to the Germans do?
True. Squad up. Let's go over and talk about Spain next, who were held to a 1-1 draw by Switzerland in the first of their 2 warm-up games for the World Cup. So the Spanish, who thrashed Argentina 6-1 in March, had threatened to win at Cantor when Alvaro Odriozola's 20-yard volley put them ahead in Villarreal. But the Swiss, who were second best for long periods, capitalized on the mistake by Spain's keeper David De Gea, Ricardo Rodriguez tapping in an equalizer. Now Spain played Tunisia on Saturday, while Switzerland take on Japan on Friday.
Yeah, it wasn't. I would say this was not the result that Spain wanted. They really wanted to win this game, but what they did was, as usual, they created a lot of chances, played some dazzling football, and they didn't finish you up.
But then here's my question, because these are all friendlies, right, coming up just before the World Cup matches, I almost feel as though team players are also going to be a bit hesitant to put out their very best, because no one wants to then hurt themselves this last stage before.
No, it wasn't, because
is it a tactic?
I don't even think it's about the. I don't think, because they did put their best play. When you're going to get injured is when you're dragging. Well, I just said dragging. It's when you're contesting for the ball. Yes. They dominated. They were not contesting anything. The person that that hit the most was Spain. It's just that finishing was horrible. The final shot at goal, the final balls were just horrible from every single person. Rodrigo came in and he did better than Diego Costa, who was there for a while. So let's see how if Diego Costa will really come to the fore. But what is real is that Spain has a team for today and for tomorrow. Most countries don't have that, but
Yes.
Spain and Germany, they have those on lockdown. What we need to see is that at this World Cup, will that tomorrow come to fruition? Because you're looking at these people playing beautiful football, dazzling football. They are creating chances, but they are not finishing. That's where the problem is. But again, I say this. When it comes to competition, there are some teams that just know how to deliver when they need to deliver. So the fact that Switzerland drew with Spain today
You shouldn't judge them by that game.
does not mean that they will not beat
They are not
Switzerland
your mates.
if they see at the World Cup. So it could be different. So yeah, some people are watching their legs, but you also want to be picked for the team. So ultimately, people like Kompany, because we are running out of time, I have to mention that Kompany had an injury scare.
Yeah.
He was holding his groin muscle, so it looks like he may be missing. Yeah, so
That's
he
gonna
may.
hurt.
So if he misses out on the World Cup, I'll be very upset. But I won't be surprised because his company. If you excel in Kompany's direction, he can get an injury.
Please, you need to employ LeBron's doctor, because LeBron's doctor is the one that you need to have like, on your speed dial list, because that guy is always injured, but he's always playing.
I don't think we can afford him.
We've got messages. No, come on, now, it's football money. Are you joking? I'm sure he can. He digs deep. Just to round up with the messages before we have to round up today's sports conversation inside the locker room on Smooth 98.1. Taya from Yaba sent in this message to say, is it Beyonce's formation that Onazi is talking about? Because he was clearly playing for England and trying to bring back slavery. Ooh, he says muscle pull better catch his leg before World Cup, playing rubbish and calling it football. Chauffeur tickets, Mimi. Sorry, we're still gonna watch. It's okay. It's okay. While we've got this in from, let's see if we can get someone whose message we haven't read. I suppose Chimabi Victor says, for me, Brazil without Neymar is like radio without Smooth 98.1.
Oh, nice.
Just like the way Brazil can't do without Neymar, the same way that we listeners can't do without Smooth. Long live Smooth 98.1.
Thank you. Chimobi, what do you want?
There's no excuse
Okay.
me. Leave this. He doesn't want anything. He's talking the honest gospel
Well
truth.
done.
Please, Tega, thanks for hanging
Tega,
up with us
thanks.
this morning. We appreciate it. If you guys want to catch up, small little snippets, maybe what went down Ladies and Sports Conference. Don't forget to go check them out on Twitter. You might still see some of the streams up. You can find them at LIS International.
But at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock, Lagos, we get to talk inside of Lagos Talks 981.
Because I knew we were going to do that. Like, so that's cute.